Hello, in this video we'll see how to edit surfaces and buildings or shapes in 3ds Max. First, let's try to make a plain surface and a box and see how it differentiates and how it looks. Let's create box, give it a different or any length or width according to your wish, and then next create a plane. So this is a surface and we'll edit this, and then we'll edit a box. Now it's, if you cannot see the lines, then turn on the edge faces here and you get to see the segments and you see the points here. So the main command that we need is edit poly. That is the command which will help us control each and every point. So go to modify and search edit poly. Go to selection. You have selection, soft selection and deformations. The main thing is selection, which has different elements to control like points, edges, borders, and anything you select, the next option will be different. For edges it's different, for points it's different. So according to what you want to control, the settings change accordingly. So let's go on top view. Right now we're in points, top view, and select the points together, and let's try to move it to and fro. So once you go here, you can either pinpoint one point and move around in the axis with the arrow's direction. In case you want to control all the points together, select it like this and then hold the arrow and move in that direction. In green direction, if you move, it goes like this. So you get to move it in 3 directions. And even after you do that, the next option you can do is either remove it. Further down, if you go, you had to see remove, extrude, break, and more options to control that. And you can still go back to plane and increase the length or segments, and it will just show whatever points that you have selected. You can keep adding it. You can still go back to the previous command and change it, but the edit poly or in selection, it stays to whatever points you chose. So let's go back to edit poly again, selected. Now let's try to go here and see how to do edit. Select the object, but now it's the faces. The polygons is faces, like you can select which square or which rectangle, or you can select it together and move it. Go to points, and then instead of selecting one point, we want a soft curvature. So for that, you go down and find soft selection and use soft selection. And there is fall off, pinch, and bubble. You increase the fall off, which is just like a radius, or in a circle, it's the intensity of smoothness. And below you can see how it looks for the value that you're giving. So bubble is the dip that starts with the curve. So you can set the settings and move with the orbit. You can move it up or down or maybe in any direction with the axis, but the value will be given here with fall off and pinch. Select it, move it down. You can explore however you want to move it. Always to smoothen or to make the rigid or sharp edge more smoother, you always use this command, which is turbo smooth. That will make the surface more smoother. It's basically adds more points into the surface and makes it look like very natural, or maybe like a fabric. So no matter what it is, for any object you give turbo finish, it smoothens the surface. So in the box form, let's assume this is a building. we want a dynamic building with maybe 10 by 10 with let's assume this is the size of the building. Go to edit poly again. Then you still have the same options, either control your points, control faces, edges, polygon, everything is the same. You can either select just one surface, move around like this, hold control and select two surface, or just one surface up and down. You can explore it. And another option is hold control and push it. If you hold control and push, it becomes hollow. It's not bending, it's becoming hollow. It's cutting inside the build, inside the form. So select the surface, hold shift and push it back or any direction that you want. So that's how you make it a hollow or cut it into the building. So let's try to make a dynamic opening and closing and see how it looks. To control multiple surfaces, hold control and select the surface. And again turbo smooth, so it becomes very soft edges and corners. And then if you increase iterations, it becomes more smoother. But if you increase more iterations, then it takes up more of your RAM, so the laptop might become slower. So I think this is fine. It looks dynamic enough. That's how with simple tools you do it. Now further editing is, the command is lattice. You just type lattice and go here, give any radius or and set the segments. It's to give a frame around the building. It's either given for edges or either at vertices. Now let's give it only to edges. With certain radius, you get to give a frame for the entire edge. Let's delete that. Again, let's clone the building. Now there are two buildings. Let's click one and lattice it. So only for one of that will lattice be applied. Select both the struts for edges and then increase the sides. And now you see the frame running across the surface. For the inside block, let's give color here and maybe make it thinner so it looks very sleek glass facade. But that's how you make it look like a dynamic model with editing surfaces. And with simple commands, you can make you can edit surfaces in 3ds Max. Thank you.